payout will be greater for each institution of the remaining 10. And then the commitment that the Longhorn Network, the institutions can go ahead and pursue their own networking TV deals also. So that's what it came down to.
Unique to our markets, we have a collection of schools that have done very well in their own markets, establishing value beyond the conference agreements. I think if you look around, even in our own state, and certainly I think with the University of Oklahoma, they've been able to establish sponsorship, media, and partnerships that bring added value beyond the conference rights agreements. That was significant in the room in 2007 in the discussion on whether a Big 12 network was in play back then, and it's been in discussion since.
Let me say, I think the other part of your question was, is that the primary reason that we're part of the Big 12 today? And that's only part of the reason. I mean, the television thing is an important part, but we're in the Big 12 for a lot of other reasons, and that would just be one of the reasons.
Bill, is there provisions that are stiffer to keep other teams from vaulting and going to another conference that y'all discussed tougher penalties?
At the Big 12 meeting, we discussed ways of making the conference stable. And we agreed on the way to make the conference stable was public, unequivocal, long-term statements of long-term commitment to the Big 12. We have been working with these institutions for a long time. There are some particular issues that we may not have unanimous votes in the Big 12, but there is a tremendous amount of trust among the presidents of these institutions, and we all agreed that public, unequivocal statements of long-term commitment to the Big 12 was all of the protection we needed.
So what assurances do you have that a league like the Big Ten or the SEC can belong to another school in the league for an even more attractive offer than they have now?
Because their presidents are people that I have a great deal of faith and trust and admiration for, and they have said publicly and unequivocally they're committed long-term to the Big 12, and that is enough for me.
So is there any intention or desire on your part with the new round of television contracts to include any kind of stipulations where they have to sign and pledge their loyalty on paper?
All we've asked for is public, unequivocal statements from their presidents, and we have those, and that's all that we need to trust these very trustworthy partners that we admire in the Big 12.
On a slightly different tack, what role did comments from state and federal elected officials play in your discussions and decisions? And what signals, if any, direct or indirect, did you get from Governor Perry?
I think the governor made a statement that he was going to stay out of that, and he did. I have not heard from the governor. Well, he has not contacted me. I think the governor has done a good job of making statements that he was going to stay out of this. I applaud that. I think he's acted with leadership in this area. He has not contacted me. There's been a lot of commentary by the both in the newspapers, and I have received calls. There's a hearing tomorrow, as you know, in the legislature. That did not play a role in our evaluation that this is committing to the Big 12 is in our best interest, and that has been part of the discussions that started several weeks ago have continued as they had been without they were not altered by the public commentary.
We've not had a meeting, Kurt, discuss championship game or divisions. Our take on it would be that we have a 10-team league, that we do a complete we play all 9 teams in football, double round robin in basketball, not do a championship game in football. That's our feeling about it today, but we've not talked as a conference to know where that could go differently.
Will the Fox deal and the ABC ESPN deal now be synced up? In other words, you've had staggered negotiating.
No, they're not synced up. Fox is up after 12, ABC ESPN after 16. We're working with Fox right now on a deal between 12 and 16 to sync them up in 2016.
Have y'all come up with the new conference name, like the Big Bunch, the Big Ballers, the Wild, the Childs? 12 doesn't work anymore, right?
Yeah, we have not. Some have talked about the conference formerly known as the Big 12 or whatever. We have not addressed that.
We're looking for leadership from the Big Ten on that.
There was so much momentum in the discussion about going to the Pac-10. Just chatter out there seems to be that they were starting to accept this.
I think there was a lot of excitement about the process, and you all helped feed that. I appreciate that. The appetite was heavy, and I've told Mac Brown that I could pick the phone up and call somebody in Houston, and 5 minutes later call somebody in Dallas, and they're going to have the information already. And that's kind of how this has gone. I've even told Coach that if you think it, people are going to know it. And Chip, you might want to work on that a little bit. I think our fans. I talked to a lot of people last night. I called maybe 20 people, and to the person, they were very pleased with the decision that we made. And I think they liked the process. I think they liked the option. I think they saw good in anything that we came up with. But I think they feel good about where we ended up.